Today is election day. Go vote Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party. Tropical storm hit Jamaica. Soldier charged with illegal possession of firearm. Third deceased in mass shooting identified as a man shot dead in Gregory Park. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Today is election day in the United States, and today is the final day, if you have not done so, to go out and vote and send a message to those who hate Caribbean people. Send a message to those who want to suppress your voting rights, cancel your way of life, whether here or in the Caribbean. Vote against confusion and censorship. They have already started to remove books from libraries that tells us the truth about history. Black history and the truth about slavery are being replaced by stories that slavery was good and should return. Vote against lies and deceit and violence that are becoming normalized if one side does it, but demonize it if it's done by the other side. The Trump campaign has already begun pushing notions about rigged elections, stolen elections, and fraudulent claims. Vote for decency, stability, progress, and the future of this nation and for our kids and grandkids. Vote for Kamala Harris and every Democrat on the ballot. Our future depends on it. And if you prefer chaos and evil, then you can vote for the Chaos Party. Today is your chance to do something.
They are not perfect. And like all of us, they will make mistakes. But luckily, y'all, this is not just on them. This is up to us, all of us, to be the solution that we seek. It's up to all of us to be the antidote to the darkness and division. Look, I don't care how you identify politically, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or none of the above. This is our time to stand up for what we know in our hearts is right. To stand up, not just for our basic freedoms, but for decency and humanity, for basic respect, dignity, and empathy, for the values at the very foundation of this democracy. It's up to us to remember what Kamala's mother told her. Don't just sit around and complain, do something. So if they lie about her, and they will, we've got to do something. If we see a bad poll, and we will, we got to put down that phone and do something. If we start feeling tired, if we start feeling that dread creeping back in, we got to pick ourselves up, throw water on our face, and what?
Voice of Michelle Obama telling us to go do something. A tropical storm warning remains in effect for Jamaica as the area of low pressure over the west central Caribbean Sea continues to become better organized. And this means that the tropical storm condition pose a possible threat for Jamaica within the 24-hour period. The disturbance is expected to turn to the northwest today and continue for the next few days. Maximum sustained winds are near 35 miles per hour with higher gusts. All schools have been ordered closed for face-to-face classes today due to the expected adverse weather conditions, which is expected from Tropical Storm Raphael. A member of the Jamaica Defense Force has been charged with possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition after several firearms and ammunition were found in his vehicle at Upper Camp on Sunday. Reports are that about 7:56 p.m., 23-year-old Private Jeshmil Jonah Brown was stopped at a checkpoint. During a search of his vehicle, a JDF kit bag was found containing a Browning 9mm pistol, a Smith & Wesson firearm, a toy imitation pistol along with several assorted rounds of ammunition. The JDF also found 17 5.56 blank rounds, 6 5.56 live rounds, a black taser gun, binoculars, a laser light with charger, as well as 2 infrared laser weight attachments, a combat knife, pistol holster, rifle scope, pepper spray, and several gloves. What is he doing with all these items? An airline pilot who was held last year attempting to smuggle ganja out of the island pleaded guilty on Friday before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court. However, 37-year-old Kenardo Thomas, a Turks and Caicos national, was spared jail time and was fined a total of $275,000. Thomas, who was employed to a well-known airline, was arrested on April 23rd after 18 pounds of ganja was found in his possession at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. Several parcels with the ganja were found in his suitcase while he was attempting to board the airline he was scheduled to fly. and he was fined $15,000 for possession of ganja, $260,000 for attempting to export ganja after his attorney at law Peter Champagne and Simoy Campbell urged the judge not to send him to prison. The police have identified the third deceased from Saturday's mass shooting in the St. Andrews South Police Division. He is 63-year-old Ricardo Baker. The other victims were identified as 35-year-old Kimar Hardware of Stephen Lane and 19-year-old Stephen Muir of Harvey Road, Kingston 13. Kimar Hardware, who owned a bar in the area, is the son of reggae singer Singing Melody. Singing Melody said he begged his son to move out of the inner city area as he could afford to do so. And he said this is the third time he's getting shot. If you don't take the warning the first and the second time, then what could be done? How could he not see this coming? A devastated Singing Melody said, whose real name is Everton Hardware, in an interview. He said it was his brother's birthday and he was there celebrating and having a good time. One gunman shoot up the place. 5 other persons were wounded in the attack, which occurred sometime after 11 p.m. along Bowens Avenue. Those wounded ranked in age from 17 years old to 43. An investigator said the attack stemmed from a feud involving members of rival gangs operating within the St. Andrews South Police Division. A 37-year-old man is now facing multiple charges including murder, arson and shooting with intent after allegedly breaking into a premises in Clarkstown, Trelawney and assaulting homeowners before setting their dwelling ablaze. Charges Floyd Gray, driver of Brook Green Auto Race in St. Anne. According to reports on Tuesday, October 15, Gray and his co-conspirators kicked off the front door of a residence in Clarkstown. They allegedly fired several shots, one of which hit a woman before setting the house ablaze. The police were then alerted by neighbors, and upon arrival, the woman was assisted to hospital where she died of her injuries. Gray later turned himself into the police and was subsequently charged. A man was fatally shot in a section of Gregory Park on Sunday evening as a town hall meeting was underway about the crime and violence in the Portmore St. Catherine community. The deceased has been identified as Jovan Lawrence. Lawrence was attacked about 7:30 p.m. on Orion Drive in Watson Grove, and it's reported that he took some children to purchase ice cream when he was shot multiple times. The good news is the children were not harmed. On to sports. Premier League. Harbourview registered their third win of the Premier League season with a 3-1 victory over Racing United, while Tivoli and Cavaliers drew 1-1. Dunbeholden beat Chapelton Maroons 2-0, while Arnett Gardens were 2-0 winners over Humble Lions. Portmore meantime clapped Mullines 4-0 and has now taken over the top spot of the Premier League, extending their unbeaten run to 6 games and improved to 16 points, which is 2 points ahead of Montego Bay United. 2 games were scheduled for Monday night, but due to the weather, they had to be postponed. And there will be no Manning Cup or DaCosta Cup games today either due to bad weather. Today, again, I urge you, it is election day. Go out and vote for the Democratic Party. Our future depends on it. My name is Mikey Bones. Have a wonderful day. I gone.